Wednesday's board is loaded with extreme after-hours momentum, low-float continuations, earnings catalysts, and short-pressure names. Confirmation comes first. Let's begin with BAOS. BAOS is impossible to ignore after exploding roughly 126% after hours on 32 million shares, with a late reference near $1.65. CCC began flagging it around 83 cents before repeated A-plus runner, after hours, short squeeze, borrow pressure, and bid pressure signals followed it higher. Tuesday's trade day receipt reached plus 127.1%. Wednesday is not about chasing. The question is whether fresh liquidity establishes support and another tradable structure, or the extension unwinds. DRMA may have one of the board's most explosive structures. It finished near $1.61 after a 49% after-hours move on more than 23 million shares, despite a float around 3.2 million. CCC repeatedly picked it up through runner, after-hours, squeeze, and bid pressure signals while relative volume became extreme. If participation remains elevated, that low float can produce violent movement in either direction. Volume and spread quality are the confirmation points. BOXL finished near $4.62 after gaining 57.5% after hours on about 5.4 million shares. The expansion produced after hours, high of day pressure, bid pressure, and squeeze signals, with some snapshots showing triple-digit relative volume. BOXL is highly extended. Buyers must establish support, the spread must remain controlled, and volume must rebuild before continuation becomes interesting. NRGV gives us a different setup. Energy Vault moved 13.7% after hours to a reference near $4.07 on 9 million shares after reporting results and raising full-year revenue and gross margin guidance. CCC scored the catalyst at 85 with repeated after-hours expansion alerts. Wednesday's question is whether regular session liquidity continues pricing the news. The defined catalyst separates NRGV from pure momentum runners, but price must hold structure. BIVI is the pressure setup. It ranks number 1 on the CCC Biotech board with a perfect 100 score, a 7.5 million share float, short float near 8.7%, a borrow fee around 773%, only 6,000 shares available, and a phase 2 catalyst. Those conditions show extreme borrow pressure and possible supply constraints, but they do not guarantee a squeeze. Wednesday still needs genuine price and volume ignition. NIQ is one of the cleaner momentum structures. New Heights scored it A+ and 100 after a 42% move, 4.3 times relative volume, nearly 10 million shares, strong dollar volume, and pressure near the highs. Daily Launch independently ranked it number 2 with a 90% run probability, while the book remained buyer dominant and the spread relatively clean. Focus on VWAP, volume, and renewed pressure toward previous highs, not the percentage move. LESL is Wednesday's event wildcard. Earnings are scheduled for August 12th, and options price an implied move around 60.6%, with IV rank near 82.8. The stock also appeared on momentum and overnight screens. That implied move does not predict direction. It signals expected volatility, making the actual earnings reaction, liquidity, and spreads more important than guessing beforehand. 4 secondary watches closed the board. QMCO gained roughly 65% with exceptional volume and A+ New Heights confirmation, but needs fresh structure. HYLN rose about 21% after hours with repeated expansion signals and solid participation. VLN has Wednesday pre-market earnings, a CCC earnings intelligence score of 87, and after-hours strength. BNRG is the highest risk special situation, roughly 15% higher after hours, a 1-for-6 reverse split scheduled August 13th, and extremely elevated borrow costs. All 4 require confirmation. Wednesday's theme is simple: confirmation over chasing. Tuesday produced enormous runners, so watch fresh volume, VWAP, high of day pressure, bid strength, controlled spreads, and whether buyers keep defending the move. This is a watch list, not a buy list. If you want to experience the full power of the Cockpit Control Center, start a free 3-day VIP trial at Stonk Emporium. No credit card is required. Get access to the live scanners, alerts, market intelligence, and the tools we use to build these watch lists every day. Visit scstonkemporium.com.